Live. All right, what's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by AlphaClinicOnline.com. AlphaClinicOnline.com is the go-to website for all things performance enhancement. It's a new year. You've already lied to yourself. You've already fucked up your resolution. Let's just truly get you on track. Let's start it by this. Go to AlphaClinicOnline.com first. Let's try that. Then once we go to alphacliniconline.com, ask for more information. In there, tell them Big Game sent you, and let's get a free blood panel evaluation. Get your blood work done. Let's see where your levels are at. Your sugar levels, your hormonal levels, your cholesterols, your all the other stuff. Because some of you guys, some of you fellas, you know, the way you complain, you got a little hole in you. You gotta get that bitch about you. It's important. It's imperative in this new year to get that out of your system. Ladies, you know, you might be feeling a little over aggressive, or we don't talk a lot about this. Everybody, men are getting more used. It's a weird world we live in now, where men are not weird, but men are way more comfortable talking about the thing not working, which is good. That's the first step to progress. But women not talk. Let's talk about some of you women and your sandpaper vaginas. Like, you're not discussing this stuff, and your thing is drying up, and we don't want your thing to dry up. So let's get on top of your body and your health, both men and women, and let's just have better things on top of losing weight, heart health. They can see other different signs, like signs that you certain levels show that you may be a stroke risk, show that you might be some other different things. So hope your new year came in good. Hope you guys got more top than Boise State got, because Boise State usually has good top, but they didn't get. Penn State got a lot of top out of them, a lot of time of possession. Hope you brought in the new year. My New Year's resolution is much like my former producer JJ's New Year's resolutions were. My only resolution for 2025 is to be here for 2026. So we'll see if I make that resolution. That's the goal. Don't know if it's going to necessarily happen, but hopefully it happens. So in the comments, again, a lot of you guys are starting to scatter in. You probably didn't realize we were going to have a New Year's show, but welcome. We're having it. If you would, I want to know what your New Year's resolution was. Go ahead, put that in the comment, what your New Year's resolutions were. I can give you Florida State's New Year's resolution is to not go 2-10. Miami's resolution would be to win a bowl game, and the University of Florida's resolution would be to be relevant. The Jaguars is to not suck. That's going to be tough when you've been sucking so long, and that's about it. Everybody else's, I don't know. But what are your New Year's resolutions? Put it in there. Also, last day, we will be giving away a pair of tickets. Obviously, the Gator Bowl is tomorrow night. We'll be giving away a pair of tickets. We'll also, if we get to over 100 views live on YouTube, we will give away a Den Media Group affiliated hat. So we'll be mailing all of those out tomorrow if we were able to reach our point. So yeah, man. So hope like I said, I hope you guys continue to push that. Tell people to get in here. We're doing this show from our respective spots. This is giving us good preview of how we can work this for the Super Bowl as well as the Combine. Anybody who's been paying attention to knows we do shows. We do a shit ton of content. I'll be live from Radio Row. Both of those. Well, Radio Row from the Super Bowl, and then I'll be doing my own show from probably most of the time from wherever the fuck I can get it at, more so the hotel. I know one of my resolutions, it will put out our New Year's resolutions list for the Sports Den sometime soon, but one of my resolutions is to get to 10,000 subs. I can tell you that much. Also, New Age Media, want to make sure we get them good. Shout out to the Daily Chop podcast. Y'all check it out. I mean, I'm assuming that's Can I get an invite? I'm assuming that's Jaden asking through the Den Media Group thing. But like, if you would like to come to the Super Bowl or the Combine, you can go wherever the hell I'm at. I mean, it it's fun, but it ain't what you think. It's a lot of it's a grind. So if you anybody actually, but speaking of that, yes. But speaking of that, that comes with the all-in membership. Again, people keep forgetting we're not like the other channels. I give away experiences. This is not a Florida State channel. We just happen to talk about Florida State. This is for everybody. But if you're a UF fan, if you're a UM fan, if you're all, you can live this. I can get into all of this stuff, Jag. You can live the life that I live. One of the guys who was one of my favorite green coloreds is Luke. Luke and damn, I can't think of who else is there. He hasn't been showing that much, but I'm not gonna say his government name. Basically, Luke was like, I'll pay an all-in membership to meet Lane Kiffin. You would have hated meeting Lane Kiffin today, but you could have got right next to Lane Kiffin. You could have got a sideline pass. We could have got all kinds of different stuff for the Gator Bowl. We've had people who've gotten sideline passes to pregame sideline passes to FSU games. You get to experience sports in the manner in which I get to experience sports. So, like when you're a sub, memberships are as low as $3.99. They go as high as $99. That's the all-in membership. All-in members get to experience the Super Bowl, the Combine, wherever I go. I think I went with the Gator Bowl. We did the Pepsi 400. You would have been able to experience the Pepsi 400 like Daytona, like racing, unlike anybody else's experience. So basically, wherever I'm at, you get to go. So consider that as a New Year's resolution. I want to get my memberships up. I think the only number we hit from the YouTube channel perspective that we wanted to this year was the memberships. I did have over 100 members at one time. I think I still do. I'm pretty sure I still do. We just didn't get to the 10,000 subs, but I'll do the same thing next year. If we get to 10,000 subs before college football season, I will give away a season ticket package to your school of choice. Whether it be Florida State, you can get a pair of season tickets. The only place I won't do it is the University of Florida. So, I accept all people. I'm an ally to all, but I can't accept that lifestyle that those people choose to live. So actually we're short. We're 96 total members right now. We need to get that back up to 100. So Jaden, what we got, sir?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So happy New Year, everybody. So the format of today's show is going to be like a 2024 recap. So today's show is called New Year, Same BS New Year's Day show. So we got 10 award recipients today throughout the year 2024 in the sports world, and even one instance of it being bigger than sports. And the first award we have is the Read and Repeat Award. And yes, not Read like the book, but Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl for the 2023-2024 season, defeating the Eagles and then the 49ers, making them the back-to-back champs in 2022 and 2023. The last team to do so, meaning back-to-back Super Bowl champions, would be the New England Patriots in 03 and 04. And yeah, this was at the beginning of the year, and it just continued to highlight Patrick Mahomes' greatness and just Andy Reid and the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, the whole team. What do you think of the Chiefs, James? Or you think they can come anywhere close to getting Tom Brady's 6 rings with the Patriots, or
easily? I think they're the new dynasty. They've done it this similar way. So like, as long as Patrick Mahomes is with why I can't think of his name, John B, the black white,
Travis Kelce.
He's going back. Travis Kelce, yeah. That combination is deadly. And if they can find the next Travis Kelce, or they can, get some kind of other receiving attack, their core nucleus is together. Andy Reid is the head coach that found the perfect quarterback that understands his system and can be able to read it. The only way that something would truly derail it is if a major injury happens to Patrick Mahomes, which I don't see that happening. Just look at him this year, and people can say the referees are cheating for him and whatever, but like, I just call bullshit on that, because the truth is they just find ways to stick around and win. And when you have the chance to knock them off, you don't. And that's just what winners do. When good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. And the Chiefs are not a bad team. They just keep finding ways to win. And they keep finding the perfect person to fit their system. I mean, hell, they made Jawan Taylor into a good tackle. Like, it's just like the Jags are the antithesis of what the the Chiefs are, and they're just fun to be around. Like, I can't, like, if again, the Super Bowl starts off every year with a pep rally. Like, it's literally a pep rally for the teams. That's the way it kicks off, and like, their pep rally has been dope. I've covered how many of these episodes? 21, 22, 23, 24. So this will be my fifth one, and the bitch has been in 3 of them. So crazy. So I can't like I said, I think I like enjoying them. My son is a Chiefs fan now, because of how they win. And that's, I can see them continue to do it. But Andy Reid was that guy in Philly. You got to remember, he went to 3 straight NFC championships. Went to a Super Bowl, and the only reason they lost the Super Bowl was because Donovan McNabb decided to stop throwing the ball to Terrell Owens, and he was throwing up and not in shape. So Andy Reid is the man.
So for this year, do you think they can three-peat? That's the real question. They're obviously only have 1 loss this season. They're 15-1. They're the favorite to win the Super Bowl, have a win percentage of .938. So do you think they could three-peat?
Yes. I think the teams, again, it'll be great quarterback play that they'll be facing. I mean, they're going to see Lamar. I mean, you got Lamar, Josh Allen. I'm trying to think who else is going to be in the Steelers. Ain't built to win. They're gonna have the easier path. I think that they could beat those guys. Now, here's where the problem comes. That NFC is a different beast. Again, Philly with Saquon, with the way the NFC teams are built is different. It's not based on truly just the quarterback. It's based on solid defense with a good running game. So the Lions and the Eagles come out of there, and then they're gonna that's the only, and then the Rams. Excuse me, I apologize. I think they're, I don't know if they've clinched it, but I know they're like right at the cusp of it. But if the Vikings somehow win, they're gonna three-peat. But it really depends on who comes out of the NFC. But I'm not betting money against Patrick Mahomes representing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs representing the AFC coming into the Super Bowl.
So, yeah, I just want to clarify what you said. The Rams have clinched a division spot currently. And my next question for you would be, what would be the Chiefs' ideal and least ideal matchup for the Super Bowl when it comes to these NFC teams?
You said the most ideal matchup to win?
The most ideal matchup for the Chiefs and the least ideal. Like, who are they most excited to play, and then who would they
the Vikings.
Be least
excited?
I
would love to play. They would love to play the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one great thing that they do. They play down a lot. And again, I unfortunately know this well because of fantasy football and trying to bet with them. Like, they just mess me up. But I think the team they don't want to see is the Lions. The Lions have good enough quarterback play. They have a lot of quality wide receivers as well as a quality tight end. And then even with Knuckles out, they still got Sonic and Gibbs, and he's still doing his thing. So like if those guys play, then they're fine. I think if I don't think the Chiefs can beat that. I do, however, think that if another team out of AFC came in, like I think the Ravens can beat anybody. I just don't think. I just don't. I think Patrick the Raiders, not the Ravens, the Chiefs are in everybody's head. So like that's the only reason I believe they're going to win out of AFC. But if they're fighting a team from the NFC, they don't want to see the Lions or the Eagles, and they would love to see the Vikings. If the Vikings were able to get there, they'd be like, "Yeah, man, sign me up for that."
No, yeah, I totally agree. Obviously, the Rams definitely have that championship experience under Stafford. So I definitely not counting them out of the NFC, but also the Lions as well. They just got a lot of dogs on their team. So it'll be exciting to see. So shout out the Chiefs for getting the Read and Repeat Award for getting their back-to-back championship. So the next award we're presenting, we're gonna switch it up and we're going to go to the Olympics. So this past year was the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, and a lot of people, including us, saw the ray gun breakdancer, and she did so bad. Los Angeles is hosting the next Olympics, and they're opting out for breakdancing to not be included in the 2028 Olympics. So I just got a recap of ray gun dancing, and this award is going to be called the Misfire Medal Award for Ray Gun and her horrible performance. So I'm just going to share this tab with y'all and remind y'all of what she did. Let me make the screen big. All right, here y'all go right now.
Give it up to Ray Gun!
I just can't believe that this is actually. It looks like when they used to like make fun of black people in movies and stuff. That's what she's. This is blackface. I'm offended by this still to this day.
This is the worst one.
Like, Turbo and Ozone did not die for this, man. Like, you don't know who Turbo and Ozone are, do you, Jaden?
Turbo and Ozone. Nah, I don't.
All right, go look up the what brought breakdancing.
Breaking.
Yeah, breaking. Like, we gotta.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
We got to show that we have to cleanse our eyes of this bad breakdancing by watching good breakdancing. Like that's they the one, was it Shaka Khan that made that Ain't Nobody?
Mm-hmm.
But they made that song like, I mean, come on, dog. Like they could have. It's kids in New York right now that wanted this chance, and this is the. I hate unintentional disrespect. But she's over here. This is intent. I don't know if this is intentional or unintentional racism, but I just feel like this was racist, man. Like, this was bad, dude. Give me I hate this shit, man.
So I got a clip of Breaking of a clip from the movie Breaking, but I wanted to expose some information about Ray Gun because a lot of people are speculating how she even got to this place. So her name is Rachel Louise Gunn, also known as Ray Gun. She earned her Bachelor of Arts honors in contemporary music from Macquarie University in 2009, and she gained her PhD in cultural studies from Macquarie in 2017. Her thesis was titled "The Territorializing Gender in Sydney's Breakdancing Scene: A B-Girl's Experience of B-Boying," explored the intersection of gender and breaking culture in Sydney. So that's how she got in the mix of it. And obviously, her husband was affiliated with like the Australian Olympic Committee, and that's how she got to showcase her horrible talents. But like you said, James, I wanted to give us a timeline cleanse, so I'm going to share this.
Hold on, quick. Her husband was a what?
He was affiliated with like the Australian Olympic Committee, so that's how she was able to get so far and represent Australia with breakdancing.
So guys. So again, there's a word that everybody hates to use, and they like. But again, I'm not mad at her for using this. I'm mad at the cultural appropriation and her not like her fucking it up, like not just being terrible at it. So she was terrible. Like she's like there was like at least lose, right? You can lose, but don't make a mockery of it. That's called privilege. She got privilege because of who her husband was. And this is also now let's be honest, what people think DEI is, that's actually what happens when you don't have DEI. This bitch, she did not earn it. So anyway, so let's get the cleanse.
Facts. I'm pulling it up right now.
She would have won the Olympics hands down if she'd have pulled this move.
No, it's a classic movie.
Look at them shoes, baby. That dress code is coming back in style.
No, yeah, all this is like people wear this now. The Blazers, for sure. Yeah, the second. Which movie do you like better, Breaking 1 or Breaking 2? Because I saw somebody in the chat said Breaking 2.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know there was a Breaking 2. So we got a clip from Breaking 2.
Oh yeah,
we can put that in there. But what does he do? This is the one where he does the little thing. The broom move is where it's at.
Yes.
If she would have pulled the broom move, we would. And it's just the Shaka Khan. I think it's also just ain't nobody love me back. Pull it up. If she could have done that, she would have won the Olympics. But she couldn't do that. She couldn't do that.
Execute. But
like right here, like this is how you win right here. You know what, man? I know it's CGI. It's well, not CGI, but it's graphics. But we be making some shit look so cool. I would be mad too. Like that shit just looked cool, even though he looked zesty. But it's 80. It was that was the androgyny period, as Charlie Murphy said. It was the dude that looked most like a bitch. Was getting all the bitches. So like, I don't know if he was gay or it was just the 80s. But he was zesty, but he was breaking though.
No, for sure. Shout out to Breaking, and shout out to Raygun for getting the Miss Fire Award. So segue into the next award. We have the Stuntin' Like My Daddy Award. So in the 2023-2024 college football season, Jim Harbaugh led Michigan to its first national championship since 1997. But with this championship, there was some controversy. However, if you guys do not remember, earlier this year, it was the whole sign stealing investigation and how the NCAA was investigating the Michigan Wolverines football program amid the allegations of sign stealing. And obviously, the Harbaughs come from great football lineage. Their dad, Jack Harbaugh, coached for a long time in college football, and in his final year at Western Kentucky, he led the 2002 Hilltoppers to the NCAA Division I AA football championship title. So they beat Washington 13-34 during the championship game, but obviously this season they didn't have too much success, even though yesterday they did beat Alabama during their bowl game. So my two questions for you. Oh, my bad. What were you saying? I
No, I'm
didn't hear
saying
that.
before we get into that, what was the score?
To the championship game they played,
Yeah.
34-13 to Washington.
What constitutes a blowout? What's a blowout?
I would say so. Yeah, they beat them by 21. So I would say, 3 touchdowns is a blowout for sure.
So everybody said Florida State can't play in because they're afraid they're going to get blown out. And they used TCU as an example the year before. TCU, who beat Michigan, by the way. And again, just none of this shit just makes sense. They just move the goalposts so much that it just gets annoying. But yeah, that was just my question before. And then also, again, this goes back to coaches are hypocrites. Harbaugh was already supposed to be on suspension for that season. Then they had them stealing signs, and they just said, "Fuck it, we just gonna cheat, and I do the time. I do the time afterwards. Like nobody cares as long as you win. They're not even gonna make them vacate that shit. And they know they cheated. So just some previews again for people that think that these coaches are high and mighty when they're just. I mean, I don't have no cheater. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So, but yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
No, dude, that was pretty much have any other questions originally. But next question for you would be I know since their head coaching changed from Harbaugh to Moore right now, and obviously them playing in the Reliant Quest Bowl yesterday and beating Bama, do you think they had a positive or negative season? How would you rate Michigan's season this year? Even though they did fall up short of the playoffs, they still won their bowl game, even with this coaching transition.
Michigan's season is Michigan fans view football the way that I wish all fans view football. The way Georgia fans used to be before they got good again. You know, Georgia fans, you know, they hadn't won a national championship since Herschel Walker's brain was working ineffectively. But they just talked about how proud it was. You know, Michigan hadn't won a football since was it 90? No, it was a co-national championship. They hadn't won one since 97, right? Or was it 96?
Yeah, 97.
And before that, I don't know when they won it. They just give a fuck about beating Ohio State. So for them, this year was good, and the championship is icing on the cake. But you know what? They saw the nature and the climate of what is going on. And their fans said, you know what? Especially the rich ones said, you know what? Fuck it. We like this winning shit. David Portnoy was eating the pizza, being a bigot. And Portnoy said, you know what? I got $3 million. And whatever, I don't have a Boston accent, so whatever his Boston accent said, I got $3 million to a quarterback that wants to come to Michigan. Fuck it. It's my money. I want to do what I want to do with my money. Then a couple other really like that stupid wealth people said, you know what? I'm gonna throw money behind this. They got active and they've got a collective that's willing to put money out that just buy whatever they need to buy. Meanwhile, we got fans saying, well, we lost. Why should we buy? Why should we give to the collective like the collective called the fucking plays? Like, you know what the thing about this game is in free agency? If the players suck, get rid of them, get some new players. It costs money to do that. We're the only ones who think we could get good with less money. Like, no, when you stink, throw more money at the problem. That's how this thing works. And if the people who you're giving your money to aren't being good stewards of it, you get rid of them. I'm telling you, man, let me hit the Mega Millions of one of these things right here. Let me become, they don't want me to be David Portnoy. I'm going to, like, I don't say the first thing on my mind. I say like the fifth or sixth thing on my mind. I get that good gambling money behind me. My brother, I'm doing whatever I'm buying people, period. I'm going to a kid, how much do you need to go to Florida State? It's not about the money. It's always about the money. What's the money? So they don't care that the new coach is good. They don't care about his gum line, his gum to tooth ratio. They're fine with it. They don't care that he's one of those black guys who's hesitant to be black guys. You know what? He comes to my door, and if David Portnoy brings a check to Trey Coleman, I don't care how ashamed he is of his skin color. We're gonna consider Michigan because of that bread. They don't even need. He is the uncool version of Ed Orgeron. Everybody remembers Ed Orgeron from LSU. Remember when LSU won the national championship? You know why they won the national championship? They had boosters who was about that life. They was robbing children's hospitals. The money was supposed to go to children's hospitals. They decided that it was more important for LSU to win a national championship than for kids to fight cancer. And to be honest with you, national championships don't go anywhere. Kids with cancers eventually die. It's mean, it's cruel, but hey, that's what they were doing. Their priorities were in the right place. That's kind of what Michigan is doing. Ed Orgeron, we didn't understand what he was saying. He was cool. He worked out. He liked messing with fine women. And boom, in LSU, they put the money in the coordinators. They made sure that he was good. I actually suggested that we do this with Odell. Let Odell be there to speak to the boosters that love the old connection, hire some really, really can't-miss coordinators, and pay the best players. And Florida State would be in the national championship conversation. That's basically what Michigan is doing with a dude who has the coolness of shit. I'm trying to think who he's about as cool as Ben Carson. Like, Ben Carson, brilliant man, not somebody you want to hang out with. But I just don't. That guy is weird. The Michigan coach. We can at least admit that as a family.
Yeah, Michigan has been catching buzz, but one of the questions I want to segue to, obviously having the ReliaQuest Bowl yesterday in Alabama, and I wanted to show this stat with you all and with you, James, if you didn't see this already. But the Big Ten moves to 4-1 against the SEC this bowl season. The Big Ten is also 5-0 against the spread versus the SEC this bowl season. So, how important, in your opinion, is NIL when it comes to breaking up the competition with the P5 conferences?
Well, you see the conference that has the most leather helmet money and the biggest TV contract, when they went head to head, they're winning. I've always said this. People are like, well, which conference is tougher? You want to go to the toughest conference? And I said the SEC is not tougher than the Big Ten. The Big Ten has had the best team, obviously, by saying the national champion, and even that's arguable. But the best conference from top to bottom is the Big Ten. They play a different brand of football. It's physical, and their quarterback play is good enough. It's actually the conference that's most comparable to the NFL when you look at the brand of football that the NFL plays. But and I just think it's also just the weather. You come play in the heat, playing down south in December, especially with the bowl games, is a break to the northern teams. Playing up north in December you might as well put them boys. You might as well put SMU in hell that made them play that fucking football game. And I just think that I don't think NIL per se, but those schools, the SEC and the Big Ten, have the most active NIL bases. But I think I was talking with somebody about what Florida State's trying to do, and I just don't know. I have questions. I might have to try to get Mr. Alford on, but I have questions about the direction that Florida State is going in this NIL era and how we'll be competitive. Not that we don't have the money. I just think that they're not going to have the collectives be as involved. But I do know this: if I get Portnoy money, my collective is the MFTK Foundation, and we buying people. So
when you get the Portnoy money,
when I get that Portnoy money, and I'm just going to be honest with you, like, you can go to if you want to. Actually, we might do that. If you want to donate to my collective, you can go to mftkfoundation.com, right? And there's a donation thing. And if you put, I want this to NIL Florida State athletes, we will go buy some kids. If that's what it takes, I will go buy some kids. I will be Portnoy for Florida State. That's the only thing. I don't want to be to Florida State where Ruiz is because I don't want to be a line-ass Cuban. But Portnoy, like, I'll just be honest with you. Like, you can go to whatever school you want. My kids in my 7-on-7 team, I will not force them to go anywhere. But I will tell them, hey, there's money for you. There's a check for you if you come to Florida State from me. You go wherever you want to go. I'm gonna support you. You're gonna be my guy. You come on over here. There's a check for you over here, though. And I'm paying. I'm buying. I'm listening. Like, here's the truth. I don't go to church. Won't go to church. But I do believe in paying tithes. My 10%. 10% of my money goes to my nonprofit. I get $1 million, 10%. That if I make $1 million, I'm giving a kid $100,000 to go to Florida State. One kid, each $1 million I get, that's another kid I'm buying. And just, hey, what's your NIL deal at Florida State? They giving you this? There's $100K on the top of it for you. If it's the best, I'm gonna tell him, point me to the best guy, best kid, the kid that we need to get. He's getting the extra $100K. He's getting the big game bonus. If he's white, he's getting the cap scholarship. We're giving if it's a cold ass Pilgrim, we are giving a cold ass Pilgrim a scholarship. Or should we call it exciting whites? Something like that. I don't know. Just like, the good wine and the ABC, they call it exciting whites.
So my last question pertaining to this topic would be about Jalen Milroe, actually. So yesterday they did play Michigan in the Reliant Quest Bowl, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. He was 16 for 32, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and I think he had 2 fumbles as well. I saw that he had 3 turnovers. So how far has Jalen Milroe's draft stock gone down this season? And before you answer that, I want to give you his 2024 season stats right quick. So 2,844 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
Damn, he was he followed that DJU path. Except for because he was a 3-to-1. He was 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio last year.
Yeah, let me look that right quick.
But
so last year he had 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
You said 23 and 6?
Yeah, so he was almost 4-to-1.
So he was 4-to-1. So yeah, if he would have, again, you can change of system. Again, this is his 3rd coordinator in 3 years. Because he had Bill O'Brien, and then Bill O'Brien went to the Patriots, I believe, before he went to Boston College. So he had somebody different last year. And then he had, and obviously is a new coordinator now. That's difficult. Washington requires you to throw the ball a little bit more in that guy's system. I know it's fun to pick on quarterbacks, especially black ones, when where they're not good throwers of the football. But it's unfortunate. That's literally how every time Michigan plays them, we're like, fuck it. We're going to make you throw the football. And when you're not afraid of Alabama and the mystique of Alabama, you want to get this. Which brings me to the point, like, is Kirk Herbstreit still crying about Alabama needed to be in the playoffs? Who was the other one that was crying? That was just made me mad. I wanted to shake him. The black guy, wide receiver, if I remember correctly. That was just like, Alabama should be, like, Saban was angry. But, like, y'all think Alabama could have beat any of these teams in the playoffs when they can't beat when you've seen the last few games that they've played? They look ass. You got to eat what's on your plate before you can go get the dessert. But the bigger thing is, going back to Jalen Milroe, is he has no choice but to come back. But the problem is the relationship truly damaged at Bama? Can he come back to Bama? Can he forget what has been said? Because he got damn near the Klan coming at him in Bama. They want blood. I think again, like I said, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ask me who I want, the Constellation or Milrow, and I'm gonna tell you I want Milrow.
Oh, for sure.
Shit, I said we pulling Miami out this bitch. If we got the bread, go get them. But I think, I definitely think the NFL, him going to the NFL, is out of the question. And I think what a lot of people are bitching about, the NFL is a copycat league. Who's the best quarterback? Who's the best rookie quarterback right now, or young quarterback? I say young quarterback in the last 3 draft classes. Who do you think the best quarterback is right now?
Right now, it would.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to give it to Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden, definitely.
Now, who's the next best? You can just go with this rookie class.
Okay.
I'd say Bo Cephas Nix.
Okay, that was gonna be my guess. Yeah, Bo Nix.
And then Michael Penix. You know what all of those guys have in common? They old as fuck. They're all 23, 24 years old. The average rookie is 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
So the benefit, Carson Beck's going to be one of the top guys. The benefits of quarterbacks coming out early, or you just having it doesn't like that the mental mentality of you at 24. Like I joked on the show the other day. Now you can't be on your 10th year in the NFL like that Miami tight end. But if I see a quarterback and he can pay a little bit, he gets the discount on insurance that happens when you turn 24 years old, that gives him a couple. I'm gonna raise him up a little bit. Hell, even Jordan Travis was an older quarterback. A lot of guys just got it's that maturity. The mental capacity. Your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 24 anyway. So now they got all that brain development. The neuro stuff is doing good. I think him coming back another year with Milrow, that might help him. But then again, it might be DJU. We don't know what's in there. DJU. I tell you what, I do know there's one quarterback. He's definitely better than DJU. He's exponentially better than DJU. So we do know that for a fact.
No, for sure. And best of luck to Jalen Milrow with whatever he decides to do. And congrats to Jim Harbaugh for getting that championship for Michigan and getting the Stunting Like My Daddy award. So next award we have, I'm going to switch back to the Olympics and talk about the one and only Simone Biles. So if you guys did not know, excuse me. Let me just angle this. Okay, perfect. So, if you guys did not know, Simone Biles is the most decorated American gymnast of all time after adding 4 medals, including 3 gold and 1 silver at the Paris Olympics. So, Biles' last medal of the Olympics was the silver medal in the artistic gymnast floor exercise final. And she's now earned an amazing 11 Olympic medals, including 7 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze. Biles, who is now 27, is the 11th American athlete all time with at least 11 Olympic medals. She's now tied with her 7 gold with Allison Felix for the second most all time among U.S. women, behind only Katie Ledecky, the swimmer, who has 9.
You cut out, Jaden. Did he get booted? You there, Miles?
Okay, my bad. My
Can
mic
you
was
hear
not
me?
working, but can you hear me
Yeah, we
now?
couldn't hear you, Jaden.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Last thing I heard was Allison Felix. She tied Allison Felix.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. She tied Allison Felix with her 7 gold medals for second most all time among U.S. women, behind only Katie Ledecky, the swimmer, who has 9 gold, and Jenny Thompson, who has 8 gold medals. So the question I have for you, James, is if you guys did not know, she is dating Chicago Bears football player Jonathan Owens, and they obviously are in the limelight a lot. So, what advice, if any, do you think they would have for like Travis Hunter and his girlfriend? Because they were going through all the stuff on social media. So, do you think they would have any advice for them, or what would your advice be going into the new year for them, or how would you answer that?
Listen, man. Simone stands by her man. That Simone know who the prize is. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I mean, the reality is just that football is big. They're married, so
Oh yeah, my bad. I don't know if I said dated, but they're together. Yeah, they're married.
I don't know, Miles. Do you remember? Miles, do you remember me telling the Simone Biles story?
I don't think we said it on air.
You ever said it on air?
I don't think so.
So here's what I found. Actually, I'm not gonna give. Simone is experienced. She's seasoned, right? She found her man, and she loved her man, right? She didn't care where he was at. She is the star in that relationship. But she finds a way to not have to let her light overshine and surpass him. Now, there's a dating app. There's all kinds of dating apps. Like I've been blessed to never have to be on one. I kind of think that's weird. But then again, people be sliding in DMs and all this stuff. So it doesn't matter. But there's one that's in particular for athletes, and you have to be verified. So like no normies could be in there, only athletes, just like there's a millionaire one and blah, blah, blah. She was on this dating app. A friend of the show, a cold ass pilgrim in of himself, he's an attorney. I won't say his name. Is good friends with somebody who's kind of like my little brother, played at Florida State, played a national champion at Florida State, plays in the NFL. Was a teammate with Simone's husband. They were dating at the time, and my man swiped left, and boom, you know who he matched with? Simone Biles. And he told her, he said, nah, I'm not doing it. He said, man, she dates my teammate, man. I can't mess with no chick he's like, it's good that he employed the bro code. But Simone was out there, she was out there fishing. And then she found what she if this guy could have took the bait, and we could be through 6 degrees of separation, we could be knowing Simone Biles, but this guy did not do it. This guy was teammates with him with the Broncos at the time, ended up being teammates with him again currently. But he kept the bro code alive, even though his old lady was searching. But he also had to realize that he got Simone Biles, and every woman that he gets after her ain't gonna be Simone Biles. It's not even about being pretty; it's just accomplished. Like that bitch ain't Simone Biles. And I think that's what the advice I would have with Travis Hunter is, and his girl is, y'all need to model this relationship. We don't hear shit about none of their issues. I mean, she's been to the Olympics and he's done this, and they supporting each other. Matter of fact, we also saw they could also learn from how when the whole internet attacks you, how to just volley parry all the attacks. Because did you see when they went on was it Pivot or I Am Athlete? One of them shows. I think it was Pivot. And he was just like, I didn't even know who she was at the time because I'm like practicing and stuff like that. And black women was trying to break up this relationship. Black women will tell you they mad. They're mad about when the black brothers go for the white girls, but they just clearly tried to break up this relationship, telling her that, you know, she's it is insecure women telling her she insecure for staying with this motherfucker. But like I would tell them that's how you learn how to ignore people. But it's nothing that Travis Hunter can do to make me like his girlfriend. That's not my job either. But like I as an old head Travis brother, like you need to flee that harlot.
No, that's some good advice, definitely, because I just wanted to tie that in with something currently going on with, even though we're recapping the year, I just wanted to bring it to some light. And, obviously everybody's trying to have a lot of negative things to say about the relationship. So I just wanted to see some advice, get some advice out there for the new year. So transitioning from the This Is Why I'm Hot award for Simone Biles and becoming the most decorated American gymnast of all time, we are going to a segment we talk about pretty regularly, I would say, but this is the overall Money Moves award for the entire year. So, first things first, we're going to go with baseball. Now, everybody tells their kid baseball is a way, especially for the money route. So, if you guys did not know, Juan Soto signed with the New York Mets for a whopping 15-year 765 million contract, and with this contract there is no deferred payments, so meaning everything is going to be sequenced off evenly for these 15 years. So first things first, James, what would you do if you got 765 million for 15 years? First thing,
Whatever I wanted to do. Like just I something foolish. I don't know, man. Like that's a lot of money, dog. Like actually, you know, I saw this comedian. First thing I'm gonna do is have sex. I need you need the clarity. You need the clarity that can only come from after getting the nut. You need post nut clarity for this, so you can know how you're gonna establish this. And then after that, you know, the sky's the limit. I probably buy stuff that just doesn't make sense. Like that's a lot of money, and that gives you a lot of access to a lot of different things. You know, I want to say the stuff that, you know, a lot of broke blacks be saying on social media, like where you start, you know, being introspective and talking about like all the people who have never made $1 million start telling all the people who are making millions of dollars what they should be doing with the money in order to create generational wealth. I do none of that. I mean, but I would put my signing bonus. Well, one thing I would do is put my signing bonus into an investment account. The whoever's giving me the highest interest rate, and then I would just that'd be how. I know what I would do. I do that right, and anybody who asks me for money, that's how I would give you. I would tell people I have a finite amount of money that I will give out to family and friends, but you're going to have to write out a reason why I should be giving you this money. And then we would come up with a way to get you the money. Like I'm gonna make you earn it. Like I'm gonna come up with a series of challenges for you to be able to do stuff like, you know, like not Hunger Games or shit like that, but like it not Hunger Games. What's the shit that everybody like now with the Chinese people? The weird show.
Squid
Squid
Games.
Quick,
Games,
yeah,
it's
yeah. Not
South Korea. Yeah.
not that type stuff, but like you know, do something like that. Like you gotta like again, maybe more like what Puffy was doing with making the band. You got to walk to Justin's. Give me some give me a strawberry a cheese, or give me. I tell you, you got to go to give me a Philly cheesesteak from a spot in Philly, and it better be hot when you see me. But like you live in Tallahassee, but that's your challenge. You come up with the money to get me that cheesesteak. I'll get you. You can have the money that you can have whatever it is that you desire. But like you can have fun with that kind of money with people. I would think. Maybe and then because either they're gonna need the money or they're gonna be like, no, I got too much pride. And I like when people. I respect it. I'd be like, yes, here you go. Here's $1,000 for playing the game. You could have got everything that you wanted, but because of your pride, you don't get any of this bread. That's probably why I'm not a billionaire right now.
Yeah, No, so I just wanted some key facts about the contract. So that was more than LeBron James's and Michael Jordan's entire career earnings just with this one contract. So, but the great thing about players getting these contracts is for the future, like other players being able to get money, to get more money. So shout out to Juan Soto, and he went to my baseball team, the Mets. So hope
You
they
like the
get
Mets?
their money's worth. Yeah, that was my first ever MLB game I went to since my family lives in Queens, and I went to the Mets game. I think it was 2 years ago, and so hopefully they do good with this signing, and we'll see how the season goes. But shout out to Juan Soto for getting the Money Moves Award. So James, I know Adrian shed in the chat. She said jokingly, "Let me get my sons into baseball." After this,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
What
Don't
makes
do
you
it.
say that?
I've trained a lot of people, right? I got a lot of baseball players. Shout out to Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy was a former Met. Got a chance to train him. Good guy. So football, you play 4 years, right? 3 to 4 years, and then you get into the NFL. You become, if you're part of the 2%, or is it the 1% of the 2%, you'll get a chance to make your money. You'll earn your money out the gate. Average NFL career is 3.5 years. Right now, rookie minimums are getting close to $1 million a year. You'll get that out the gate. Now, baseball, if you get drafted out of high school, if your kid's good enough to get drafted out of high school, it's a better path, right? Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to get drafted. More than likely, there's like 1 million rounds in the baseball draft, but you're going to get drafted. You got to go to you have to play minor league ball. So if you're not a first round pick, or even I would say top 5 round pick, it doesn't make any sense to go. Because you're going to be in the situation, you're going to be in the farm leagues, and you're going to play for 3 to 5 years. In 5 years, if you're not caught up to the majors, basically you get redrafted into the minors. And if you're good enough, you'll make a lot more money. But you know what you're making a month in the minors? From what my guys are telling me, between $1,100 to $1,500 a month. You're riding buses or sprinters from the different places to places. You have to feed yourself, and you're a pro athlete, but you're not getting paid any money. So imagine. So let's go back and look at what happens with football. The average NFL career is 3 to 5 years, but you're getting your money up front. In baseball, you got to go through the $1,500 a month shit in order to maybe get picked up by the bigs. The minimum. Do you know what the minimum salary is in baseball? $500,000. So you get the $500,000. Then you go to arbitration. Arbitration is when they tell you how bad you are and why you don't deserve to make money. And then that's when you get the $3 to $5 million contract. So you got 3 to 5 in the minors. Then you got, I think, 2 years. You got 2 years with your minimum contract. Then you go to arbitration then you go arbitration, get your first contract, and then you may get this big deal. It's going to take you damn near a decade to get that. Now, if you good, you got it. But like, it's a lot of work to get to that. It's just not these big contracts. You know what I'm saying? Just like shit. To be honest with you, I would say let my son play soccer before I would say play this. Now, if you got a kid that's a lefty and he throws over 90 miles per hour, play baseball. There ain't a lot of them. But if your son is 6'7", 300 pounds, go hit people. Stop living this baseball fantasy. This shit ain't what you think it is. That's just some free game by big game. And you got to pay thousands of, probably going to end up paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for travel ball anyway. So. But damn, that's a lot of money though. I don't know if you're talking or not, Jaden, but you might be your noise might be, your sound might be off again. Actually, the person that you need to turn your son to be is fuck being the baseball player. Teach your son how to be an agent. The white man who negotiated this deal is who you should want your son to be like. If you're talking, still can't hear you, Jaden.
Hello.
Maybe he's
Yeah,
having
got you now.
issues.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
My bad. My bad. I think I knew what it was. I was trying to post on the social media account that we were online, and it did the weird thing with the mics. You know, when you try to post on your iPhone and it like switches the mics. I think that's what it
it
was.
switches over, yeah.
Yeah. So my bad. But yeah, just to look at this picture. So one contract made $4 more million than LeBron James and Tom Brady's combined career salary earnings. I just wanted to show that just to show you the magnitude of how crazy the baseball money. Like you're saying, James, I think his name is Boras, Scotty Boras. That's the agent
Yeah,
for
Scott Boras.
yes, and he's negotiated over like $1 billion and excuse me, in MLB contracts and everything like that, putting the baseball game to rest. And yeah, shout out to Juan Soto again, and keep doing your thing, and hopefully you show out and show up for the Mets. Now, speaking of putting things to rest, we're going back to the Olympics, and we're going to talk about our men's basketball team and Chef Curry. So, did you watch the France versus USA final in the men's basketball for the Olympics, James? Did you end up catching that game?
I don't remember. I think I may have.
Man, because Steph Curry balled out this game. That's when he hit him with the night celebration, and this is the final stat line of Steph Curry. He did have 36 points. He was 12 of 19 on his field goal attempts, and he was 9 for 14 from three, much over 50%, and he had 8 rebounds as well. So I just want to refresh your memory, James, and play this video of why he hit the night celebration and how he became, in my opinion, a top 10 NBA player of all time for this moment. Got the video right here.
I can make an argument for top 10. Okay, yeah, I can make an argument for top 10.
Yeah, he he has the most 3-point makes. He has 4 rings, won a unanimous MVP, has a Finals MVP. He obviously I have a lot of bias with him just because he's one of my favorite players growing up. But I feel like the Olympics definitely solidified himself in that conversation just because how he carried the team during that final stretch of the.
I mean, he definitely. The hard part is this. He he is nice with what he does, but like when you go with top 10, right? And this is just we can talk as a family. I mean, this is me. I don't really know about, but like people talk about LeBron being soft, right? But 6'8", 250 in his prime, and a beast going to the basket, that translates to any era, right?
For sure. Yeah.
MJ would be well, and MJ can translate to any era. Kobe can translate to any era. Steph's got good handles, decent defense, not great. He's a shooter. But does this translate in the 80s when they were mauling people? Like, and you had to play, and you had to be a banger. That's the only reason I'm not sure about top 10, but he is, like, when it comes to the top one pure shooter. The only person who I think would be better, and I just come from what I've seen in the videos, is Pistol Pete Maravich, and he didn't have a 3-point line. So but man, that's like, that's a good question, man. Those lists are subjective, but he's definitely one of the most dominant. You'd be a hater, even though I don't like him. Like, I don't like him because he's light skinned and he's got witchcraft. Like, there's no way you can shoot. Have you seen like his warm up shots?
So okay, so yeah, for his games or for his like practice warm ups.
Practice warm ups and just some of the stuff. Like, I'm just like, hey man, he sold his soul to the devil. Like, if he dies like randomly at 43, I'm not believing this anything but the devil came to get his soul.
Mm-hmm.
But he is the king of the Golden Skin Warriors. So
I wanted to share with you some of his accolades. I know we were talking about that, so here is a list of his accolades I put up on the screen for everybody. He 4-time NBA champ, 2-time NBA Most Valuable MVP, NBA Finals MVP, a 10-time NBA All-Star, NBA Clutch Player of the Year, NBA 3-point all-time leader, and one of the key stats, he actually has the highest, if I'm not mistaken, the highest free throw percentage of all time. Magic Johnson, Western Conference Finals MVP, NBA Rookie of the Month, 10-time NBA Player of the Month, 19-time NBA Player of the Week. So yeah, the accolades are crazy, like you said, James, and that is why for his award I titled it the Human NyQuil Award for his performance in the Olympics and just his dominance on the NBA that he had for coming on a decade plus now. So shout out to Steph Curry for getting our Human NyQuil Award, and then we are going to be transitioning and staying with basketball, however, but one of the main topics this year that transitioned from college to the WNBA would be the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese effect. So the title of this award is going to be the Magic versus Larry Award, paying homage to Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird. If you guys didn't know, that was one of the first major rivalries the NBA used to market itself to a greater audience and to have that pull. And that's why we decided to name this award for that, just to talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and how they continue to pan out through the NCAA women's season to the WNBA. So first things first, I just want to give y'all a little background. 2024, some would say, would be the year of Caitlin Clark, others Angel Reese. But Caitlin Clark did win the WNBA Rookie of the Year by a near unanimous vote. But just backtracking to that, Iowa played LSU while Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was still in college. And Iowa and the Hawkeyes got their revenge on LSU by knocking the Tigers out in the Elite Eight. Caitlin Clark dropped 41 points with the win, and she was and this was nearly twice as much points as the next highest score on LSU, who Flau'jae Johnson had 23 points. But even though LSU did even though LSU did lose to Iowa, Iowa fell short in the national championship game against none other than Dawn Staley in South Carolina, losing 87-75. So, James, what I want to ask you, especially with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, do you think this is one of the most mm, polarizing or even just popular sports matchups within the past 10 years, if you think about what it can do for the WNBA itself as like a sports league as a whole?
I definitely think it's polarizing because anytime you bring race in without context, it's always polarizing. Um, there are people who like Caitlin Clark because they feel like because of her skin tone, she represents everything that Angel Reese isn't, and vice versa. And I think a lot of that is dumb. And that's actually what propelled the Magic versus Larry thing. When you actually sat them both down and you sit and you talk to both of them respectively, they identify with each other a lot more than they identify with me or you. The thing that I believe that is more not that detrimental, but like what's crazier about it is that again, it is that people feel the need that they have to pick sides as opposed to just enjoying both of them for what they're good at. Like I like to pick fun. I call Angel the sexy llama. I call Caitlin Mel Gibson. She looks like that. That's kind of what when you look at them, you can't unsee it. But both of them are really, really good. And they both are going about handling their business in two completely different yet follow ways that you can follow that young women can follow. Caitlin's whole game is it's basically it's all based on ball playing. Like it's just she's a hooper. She scores, does different things. There's nothing there's not she's not universally attractive. Is that the better way to say? That's a safe way to say ugly, right? But she's got a beautiful personality and soul, and she can hoop. Girl is a stone cold scorer, whereas Angel has sex appeal, and her style of basketball isn't what we're used to with female basketball. As I'm on a crash boards, I'm doing layups. She can't dunk, but she's a forward. Her job is to play defense, crash boards, and put shots up in the paint. But she's going to wear what she wore New Year's Eve, where her everything but her areolas are showing. She's going to wear shorts where her cheeks are out. She's going to do things, and then she's very much so today's young woman on social media, where they're going to dress what they feel is sexy, and then they're going to tell you that you can't tell them that they can't be sexy, but then they're going to also get mad at you for over sexualizing them. And it's kind of confusing, but that's how she gets paid. That's why she's getting the contracts that she gets. And, that's why she can kind of go, yes. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, when you wear that, your personality doesn't shine through. As a guy, again, to quote Shannon Sharp, as a healthy heterosexual male, this does not help. If you want me to know the you on the inside. Now, this helps men want to get inside of you, but not necessarily know the you on the inside. But at the same time, it's getting her the engagement, which is getting her the attention, which also brings in the endorsement deals. And there are people who will look at that, and then they'll look at Caitlin, and they'll say, I want my daughter to be like Caitlin. Then there's girls who will look at Caitlin and be like, that's not for me, and I want to be more like Angel Reese. And I think they're tapping into the different potentials, and it's making people have to come watch them, which in turn makes people watch the game. And what I can't wait for is this new research, this new athletes, and I hope they expand the league so you can get more quality women out there in different markets. You got Juju that's coming up in the next couple of years. You got we got Nice over at Florida State. Her name escapes me right now, who's hooping on a high level. You got the white girl that was at Louisville and LSU. I forgot where she's at now. You got South Carolina. I think they need to I didn't think they need to pay a coach like Don Staley to get to the WNBA so that now you can start having coaches with personalities really be here. And I think the game. That being said, I'm starting to agree with Charleston White. Charleston White said, "Shit, Angel, keep hooping. Go ahead and get OnlyFans, baby. You one step away from OnlyFans. Like when it comes to like what you're showing, you might as well get one and get extra bread. But I think if they really lowered that goal to 9 feet and had these girls start really dunking on cats, I think the WNBA's stock will rise too. So, but kudos to these young women, man. Love it. So.
No, huge shout out to Angel Reese as well. She, even as a rookie, she broke the rookie rebounding record and she averaged the most rebounds in the entire WNBA. That's not just Ricky specific, that's everybody in the league. So like James was saying, she definitely has her own style of basketball that she's excelling at, and she was the best at last year as a rookie. She averaged, just so to give y'all a number, she averaged 13.1 rebounds, and the second closest person to her was the MVP, Asia Wilson, who averaged 11.9 rebounds. So they are both spectacular at what they do and how they do it. So shout out to them, and shout out to them for getting the Magic versus Larry award for this great, great rivalry that the WNBA and the basketball world definitely needed. So this is a perfect segue for what I had next on my show program. So what we're going to talk about was LeBron getting the Dad of the Year award, obviously for being the first player ever to play an NBA game with his own son. Now, speaking of that, Angelo, shout out Angelo in the chat. He let us know that Bryce, LeBron's other son, just committed to Arizona for basketball. So huge shout out to the family as well for continuing their basketball route. And I just wanted to share this picture with you, James, just to show you how long LeBron's been doing this. So it's loaded right quick. Give it 1 second. But I just wanted to read it to y'all right quick. So the oldest player LeBron James has ever played with was born in the 60s, and the youngest was born in 2004. The oldest player he played with was named Scott Williams, who was born March 21st, 1968. And the youngest player LeBron has ever played with was his own son, Bronny James, who was born October 6th, 2004. So, James, I know we talked about obviously with the Bill Belichick and hiring his son as the UNC defensive coordinator, even with Beyonce and Blue Ivy during the halftime show, and obviously with Braun and Bronny, how important it is. What is the importance of nepotism, especially in spaces like this, or even
Man.
it's not even called nepotism, just using your resources.
Nepotism is perfectly fine. Privilege. There's nothing wrong with privilege. There's something wrong with not acknowledging privilege and not being good. Bronny earned the Lakers money. The $2 million investment that they put into Bronny, he generated that much. So his contract was, even if they don't make any more money, if you told me I pay you $6 million, you give me $50 million, that's a hell of a flip. At the end of winning games generates revenue, but revenue generates revenue. It's a business. And if, instead of complaining about it, be so good that you can create a platform that your sons or your kids or your kids' benefit from. I mean, if people really believe that Bronny James was only drafted because of who LeBron James is, and I'm willing to say that, right? I am willing to say that, but if that's the truth, there was a man that came up that has 2 sons that both played basketball that didn't even sniff the NFL. And you're saying he's better than them. But he wasn't good enough to get his kids an opportunity to play in the NBA? Anybody who believes that you are acknowledging inadvertently that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player to ever live because he's so good that people are willing to get fired to bring in a trash player. You can't say that. You can't have it both ways. I personally think that, but I also think that Jordan set up was so good. He was able to set up a company that's iconic. Hell, I'm wearing a pair of Jordans right now with Travis Scott J's. He's so good that he let his son, who's probably a candidate for Simp of the Year, be able to run his company for him. Like that. This is what being a good father is about. Like, shoot, Bill Belichick. I don't know if he divorced his son's wife or she died because he's old as shit. But like, hell, he might not have been a good husband. He's a great dad. Like, and that's sometimes what people gotta with kids and with BBMs. Not y'all. Not the women who listen to this show. Y'all are logical women. Y'all aren't BBMs, bitter baby mamas. Like, sometimes you gotta separate the spouse or the mate from who the person actually is. Some of them just didn't like you. They actually not bad men. They just don't like. It didn't work out between y'all for various reasons. But yeah.
So, like you said, James, I just want to break down Bronny's contract and how much he made in jersey sales. So, like we mentioned, Bronny had 50 million in revenue from jersey sales, and Bronny was the 55th overall pick in the second round of the NBA draft. So his contract was a 4-year, around $7.9 million contract. You can round that up to 8, so around $2 million a year. So for this year, his annual salary for the 2024-2025 season was $1,157,000 and $1,157,000 and 143. So, just like James was saying about NBA being the business, imagine the return on investment you get for paying somebody $1,157,143 for 1 year, and they give you 50 million in jersey sales. That's a crazy return, James, isn't it?
ROI is again. This is why I always joke with people. Sometimes some of these NIL deals, use your common sense. Rich people practice ROI, and return on investment is a motherfucker. That's what you need. That's hell of an ROI.
So shout out to Bronny and the LeBron James family. Keep doing what y'all doing, and yeah, happy belated birthday, Bron. He hit 40, continue his milestones, and yeah, keep doing his thing. So I have a quick video of when they first checked into the game together, James. I want to share with you all right now, just to get a little tear-jerking moment out of this New Year's.
History tonight. This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family. Ronnie's brother and sister, his mom on hand. History.
But so yeah, I couldn't even imagine being in that situation with my own dad, and even just being a pure athlete as well.
It's history. Actually, no, I think that there's nothing like that in any other sport, right? Ooh, I can't hear you, Jaden. Okay. I believe that was the last one.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, perfect. My bad. So, Yeah, I couldn't even imagine just being an athlete and having that history. How would you even react, Miles, if you were ever like just even given the opportunity to do something like this for your family, or just having this moment?
Got retired. You gotta be tired. He had to work for how many years just for this to happen? I'd retire immediately.
Right. No, yeah. So James, a question I asked Miles is, how would you how would you even react if you were in LeBron's shoes and you got to just witness a moment like this, sharing the same court with your son, doing what you love with the person you love? How would you even feel?
I would, man. I would probably be. I would choke up a little bit. I'd be like, damn, I'd be so proud, but I also be. I don't know, man. Like, I'd be ready to fight people because I'm like, you ain't gonna just pick on my son, man. Like, it's only happened so many times. I think what twice in baseball. Um, I definitely know it definitely happened with Griffey, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I know it was
Uh,
somebody else that it happened with.
Oh, somebody said in the chat, Angelo Barry Bonds.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to remember if I seen them thing with Barry Bonds and his pops, and yeah, so like, and the kids were way better. Now, the hard part is again, everything that he's gonna do is gonna be they're gonna look at Bronny like you're not your dad, and that stinks for him. Sometimes you got to let them suck in their own way, man. But I think it's
No, I
cool. I think
agree.
it's absolutely awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to LeBron for getting the Dad of the Year award. So we're gonna transition into a topic that's relevant to the college football playoff and landscape. We're not going to go too much about it, but we just want to send our condolences through Sportsnet and our thoughts and prayers to the victims of the New Orleans tragedy that ensued last night. So I just want to give y'all a rundown and the reason why we are bringing up this topic. So last night there was a tragedy in New Orleans where a driver drove through a crowd of people, and the death toll has risen to 12 in this car ramming attack on the New Orleans famous Bourbon Street during the New Year celebration. So the suspect wore bulletproof body armor. Two police officers were shot by the suspect, and there was a bomb discovered in the car. 30 people were injured after the driver plowed into the crowd. And one of the most scariest observations I saw online would be that he drove a Ford Lightning through the crowd. So, if you guys did not know, a Ford Lightning is an electric Ford. Electric meaning no engine and less noise, so he could sneak up on the crowd. But obviously, it's still a truck. You're gonna, see a truck coming towards you. So that was the main thing. And there was also a flag on the back of his truck that the police covered up. I don't know what the flag is, but the reason why we brought that up and how it relates to college football is because the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans is being postponed till tomorrow in wake of the terror attack in New Orleans. And this year's Sugar Bowl was, excuse me, is Georgia versus Notre Dame. So we can family of these and it's just a tricky situation because I know how James, you always speak so highly of the city of New Orleans, and especially during this time, like I wouldn't even know how to react in the city or what people were thinking. So when did you hear about the Sugar Bowl being canceled? Was it right before the pod or?
Yeah, it was. Well, they were talking about it when I was doing my Gator Bowl events earlier this morning. Um, it's and they were saying they were thinking about it, but then it officially, I think around like 1, 2 o'clock today, they officially made the announcement. One of my social media followers and kind of a friend, George Foster, played at Georgia. It was actually on Bourbon Street around the time that was happening, or right before it happened, and where he was supposed to go. He thought it happened like deep because the joke about Bourbon Street is the further down Bourbon Street you go, the weirder it gets. But like for that to happen, Man, that's crazy. And especially when you're there, it's kind of, and then something tells you, like, he was supposed to go to Crystals, and if you've been on Bourbon Street, you know where he would be at. And I guess the line was too long, so he decided to go get a hot dog. And him getting that hot dog and not standing at that Crystals line probably saved his life. And that's what he just tweeted out. And I was just like, wow, it's kind of cool. Not cool, like good for him, but still sad for people.
Yeah, my friend who's in New Orleans said he was almost going to Bourbon Street, but it decided to go to another party instead. So yeah, it's just crazy how you just know people connected to these situations, and it's just sad what happened during a it's supposed to be a celebratory moment. So prayers to everyone going through that, and yeah, we have one more award for the New Year Day celebration. And this next award is going to be called Can't Finesse Finesse Award. So we celebrating the person who hit the biggest lick of the 2024 year. And we are giving it to no other person than Mike Tyson for making that money fighting Jake Paul in the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. So I know we mentioned the fight. We obviously talked about just some of the revenue created from that fight and some of the main just headlines and buzz points about the fight. So what I want to share with you all is a little recap video of Mike Tyson traumatizing Jazzy World, who does a series of interviews. And I just want to give a quick laugh just because of the New Orleans situation we touched on. So I'm gonna play this video for y'all again so you can see how real Mike Tyson keeps it.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So, after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Man, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm gonna die. I want people to think that I'm this. I'm great. We're nothing. We're dead. We're absolutely
This man
nothing.
is an illiterate room reader.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before. Someone saying that.
Somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when I get dead. Why do you want somebody to
True.
think? You think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone? Well, my kids, maybe, or grandkids. Who the
True.
fuck cares?
And again, thank you so much for sharing that.
This man is what do you imagine if that was your daughter interviewing Mike Tyson? You giving her prep talk before, like, listen, he might go a little bit, off the wall. Just be prepared. I don't even know. I don't even know how to react.
Sounds prepared for that, even with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I think you muted James too.
He muted himself. He's probably on a phone call.
Oh, okay. But what were you saying, Miles? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. That was just I would just be like, hey man, this is Mike Tyson. I can't fight him if he so just don't get offended. Don't look him in the eyes. Just be, maybe just relax. Just let it, he's fine. Just as long as he's not trying to, as long as he's trying not to, do anything inappropriate, because we don't want to have to poke Mike Tyson. Have you ever seen the clip of the lot talking about Mike Tyson with Eve?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite quotes. He's like, man, we're gonna have to poke the champ. He's like, we know the first one running up and just getting knocked out, man. But I just think this is part of the reason why you don't put children in adults' places. especially reading the room. Remember, this is the guy that says, "You know how I talk to female reporters, right? In order to talk to female
Yeah.
reporters, I gotta fornicate with you first. I gotta fornicate." So,
Oh,
like, so you gotta remember, this is that guy. This is the same guy. He's changed a little bit, but not very much. But he's Mike is just. But Mike also Mike became a scammer, a quality scammer. And you know who's about to scam everybody next? Roy Jones Jr. Because you can't tell me that. Like, I'm watching the fight. Mike never really fought him. So, but the cool thing is, nothing can be worse. There's nothing that. No. Antonio Brown could be worse.
Yeah.
She interviewed Antonio Brown. It couldn't get worse.
Yes.
Antonio Brown needs to donate. Like, there's some people who, like, I wouldn't say this for everybody, but some people need to donate their brains to science when it's all said and done. And Antonio Brown is one of them.
When I saw Antonio Brown's new thing, I was like, James can never get in trouble anymore. This guy is always.
Not problem. I personally don't think I should be able to get in trouble for anything anymore. Like, I should be able to say anything I want to say based upon who y'all voted, who is our president. Like, don't tell me that I'm a problem. And again, I'm not here to knock anybody, but don't tell me I can't say anything. And it's presidential.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of new facts and just focal points of this fight. I just wanted to touch on some of that with you guys. So Tyson was 58 during this match, and Jake Paul being 27 years old. So this 31-year age gap between them is the largest in the history of professional boxing. And with the viewership ratings, they were none other than monumental. So the boxing match between them was viewed by an estimated 108 million people globally per Netflix, and this was the most streamed sporting event in history. Peak viewership was 65 million globally, 38 million in the US, and the average minute audience was 108 million live viewers, like we mentioned before. And yeah, the fight was the number one title on Netflix in 78 countries. So man, Mike Tyson, like you said, wasn't even really fighting what from the eye test, but made 20 million from this. So that's why we labeled this Can't Finesse a Finesser award, because Mike Tyson made his bag and he did it a good, smart way. So shout out to Mike Tyson. So James, that concludes 10 awards we gave on the New Year Same BS New Year's Day show. So if there's any other comments you have just about what's going on with college football. I know Texas and Arizona State playing right now. It's a closer game than expected, but do you have anything else to say?
Nah, man, we'll do some more. We'll do recaps on the bowls and some of the different things that happened on Friday's show. You still got a pair of tickets if anybody wants a pair of tickets. We got to do it quick. This show will be a little shorter. Anybody got resolutions that they want to put out there? But if you want to see Ole Miss versus Duke, 7:45. I think it's 7:45. Or is it 7? I don't know. I think it's 7. On tomorrow night in Jacksonville. Let me know, Angelo. If you still want those tickets, you never sent me your information. I inboxed you, but you won the tickets on Monday show. So, I just need to be able to get your tickets to you, Angelo. But if anybody else wants tickets, raise your hands, put it in there really, really quick. We'll get 5 minutes for everybody to do that. For those who want to do that, so we'll go and give those away. That'd be. I mean, that's about it. All I got. Trying to think, is there anything else cool that's going down? What's your New Year's resolution? My bad. What'd you say, Miles?
I was saying we were talking about LeBron. His other son also just committed to I think it's Arizona State here. Bryce James, did y'all see that?
Yeah, it's Arizona. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arizona.
I think we
Have you seen
should
it?
talk about that.
Do you know if he's going to be Is there any hype around him?
People were saying that he might be better than Bronny, but I don't think either one of them are any good. I mean, let me rephrase it. Like, in comparison to LeBron.
One of the goats. He's taller. Can't teach height.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this press conference so y'all can see how unenthusiastic Lane Kiffin does not want to be here. Like at all, bro. Like it's wild.
Arizona State just got a safety on Texas, making the score 17-5 with 7:38 left in the third quarter.
Wait a minute. Texas hasn't scored again since those first two drives? I mean, a touchdown?
Right. They just scored a field goal after those drives. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I thought it was about to get bad.
Yeah, me too. So you said we're doing the giveaway right now, James?
Yeah, we can get people coming in.
All right. Let me get to spin the wheel. Ready?
I don't know who else put their name, man. I know we got Adrian, Primetime Mac, Polo Kid.
Let me see. So I see right now Angelo, Primetime Mac, Adrian, Polo Kid. So yeah, we just got 4 people so far. Do you want me to go ahead and spin it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Polo Kid, hit me up. Slide in the DMs, partner. Let's get you these tickets. And other than that, man, I hope everybody enjoys your new year. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be on Friday, normal time. Might have some FSU news. There'll be some FSU visits that have been happening. We'll have some 7-on-7 news. We'll have a whole bunch of other different things. We'll be talking about kind of whatever goes down to us. Make sure you go check out Antonio Cromartie. Today should start off his 31 days of crow or some shit like that. But remember, we told him they should do 31 days instead of 30. And he listened. I appreciate that, my teammate. But we get those tickets out, and everybody else enjoy the rest of the football over the next couple of weeks. Because remember, once it's gone, we don't have anything to keep us anything but this show to keep us occupied all the way up until August. So on that note, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.